This is a toilet that confirms the Bible. Yes, I know that's a very odd thing to say. Today, God's enemies mock the Bible as a mere fiction, but they should be careful because in the Bible, God's enemies, they got pooped on. Literally. Now, as gross as that is, we can prove it. The Bible says, then they broke down the sacred pillar of Baal and tore down the temple of Baal and made it a refuse dump to this day. So there was a temple of Baal, probably in Samaria, but they tore it down and turned it into a bathroom. This was a way of mocking those who worshipped Baal. But this wasn't the only time that this was done. This toilet was found in the ancient city of Lachish, sitting inside a shrine of Baal. How do we know it was a Baal shrine? Well, in the holiest room in this shrine, there were 2 altars, each with 4 horns, which would have looked something like this. Altars like these were typical in shrines to Baal. But out of those 8 horns, 7 were cut off with a sharp object. This shows us that the destruction was deliberate and that it was an intentional act of ritual desecration. But here's the wild part. Someone intentionally placed this toilet seat in the holiest part of this shrine right next to the destroyed altars as if to say, here's what we think of your God. The toilet wasn't placed in some convenient and private corner like a modern day restroom. Instead, it was strategically placed to make this entire area ritually impure and unclean. This wasn't just destruction, it was public humiliation. The altars were smashed and it made Baal's shrine a porta potty. Just like we saw with Jehu in the north, this shows that it was a known behavior of righteous Hebrew kings to desecrate pagan shrines, in some cases even turning them into bathrooms. While Jehu did this in the north, it seems that years later, Hezekiah copied that very same practice in the south. And he did what was right in the sight of the Lord. He removed the high places and broke the sacred pillars. The archaeologists who discovered this toilet have concluded that this was part of Hezekiah's attempt to abolish the worship of Baal and other demonic cults, as the Bible records. These discoveries don't alone prove Christianity, but they are yet more stones that we can throw onto the ever-growing mountain of evidence for the Bible. Sources in the description below. If you want more evidence for the Bible, click here.